chemicals in your bloodstream. We watched as you scooched to the left with your abdominal muscles, and then you stood. You turned perpendicular to those who were watching you, and we watched as you raised your left hand out, up and down, waving, as you sashayed one step forward and 2 steps back, till everything became pixelated. We watched as you took 5 steps forward, then swayed back and forth. We watched as you spun clockwise 270 degrees, twisting your spine until you landed on your back, looking up at the sky. We watched as you used your intercostal muscles to squeeze your lungs and force the air out. We watched as you spun your back against the ground 180 degrees clockwise. We watched as you felt your breathing. We watched as you looked up at the sky in the financial building. We watched as your enteric nervous system moved away from digestion to more important things. We watched as you rotated counterclockwise 540 degrees, then used your shoulders, your head slack, to stand up. We watched as you opened and closed your mouth 3 times, thrusting your hand forward. We watched as you used your hands and legs to flip over, your legs out and partially spread. Again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Do it one more time, this time as slowly as possible. Don't just move, but flip. Your right leg over your left leg, your right hand over your left, your head resting on your left wrist. Now rotate your right shoulder as you bend your elbow and move your wrist to the back until it presses up against your belt. Feel your back muscles clench as you move your left arm in the same rotation. Now bend your wrist up 90 degrees, as high as it can go, until everything becomes pixelated. But we will not perform that dance for you. For instead, we might yet have become scavengers of the unknown, liberating the contact zones where we find ourselves, lumpy and contestable aggregates, which might be another way of saying community, sweaty and angered entanglement of overripe species beings, buzzed and honey drunk in the counter-future, impure yet interdependent. And if I am to carry my body and carry the contagions and viruses to the courthouse, and to the feast, to the assembly, and to the after party, then let my body and all that it carries and all that feeds upon and within it exercise a significant otherness in biopolitical relays. Everybody's body a DNA minefield for their recombinant bit streams, our rap sheets, ourselves, a solitary cellular one-to-one archive and a free-for-all fire drill in the future in which everyone will have had a 15-minute blood panel presentation on the work they've yet to begin. So let's meme up and tear down the fences. Went back to the plaza and all I got were these linked cuffs. But what's the point of an authorized protest? It's like perfume, gas. So chins up, chests out, shields to the front. The glitter block's got my back pressed up against a forward heave. But who defines each situation? Our finance committee versus their finance committee. Each revolution gets the prosody it deserves. So this is why my hope is that by the time you hear this, its affective logics and pseudo-formalist gestures will have been rendered obsolete by the events to come. So I'm going downtown to get back my tent and Lindsay's paper cutter, not because I care that much about stuff, but I'm interested in the logistics. Since I am I, because the big state knows me. So pull down the chain links from the free school shelves, rip the cover off your copy of A Megaphone, roll it up into a cone and shout to the riot police, That's a bad poem. You can smell the autonomy in the plaza. 1 part vinegar to 1 part Malox to 1 part tactical action weed. You can't believe your stinging eyes. So I just need a plowshare to bury the broken glass caused by the business end of my plowshare. Because the dialectics come fast and hard against the facts, such as they will have been, and from have been to will is the breach in functional time, where being in public space with nothing to do is something to work with. So instead of killing time, you're free to live in it, to live it. We love you, Michael Jackson. Don't afraid. Because it's go time in the illuminated copter lights, shining down as we're dancing in the after-gassed air, rhythmed against the chopper blades, holding down the intersection yet not yet kettled by the so-called realism of the cynics who are tweeting from the ever-shrinking sidelines. And yet here we are, each other's audience, lashing, lit, and lit up by the fires we set to cast the shadows we can creep back into. Landscapes of dissensus, composted with the shit we've swallowed for too long, and then harvested as topsoil for the permanent autonomous zones we all cry out for. Because we are all sound, every bod's body a bullhorn, long-range poetic device. Because we will only ever be that we have struggled together to have become. Monsters on the move, thriller mobs, moving forward, 2 steps forward, and 1 step back. 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 Pressing on towards unimaginable tomorrows.
The sound